Hello YouTube, this is another alcohol review of Wild Turkey. Is it Wild Turkey single barrel? No. Is it Wild Turkey special edition? No. This is standard, straight up Wild Turkey. As you guys know, I tend to go for the more in-range prices for those of us who are part of the working class. Matter of fact, that's my specialty, whether I like it or not, is medium to cheap bourbons. Wild Turkey fit right in there. According to the bottle, I know this is famous, but I'm going to do this the old route anyway. According to the bottle, it is 40.5 alcohol per volume, 81 proof. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Master Distiller LD. And you can't really read the last name. LD, get better handwriting. 750 ml bottle. And then there is a long paragraph here. Expertly crafted by Kentucky Bourbon's Hall of Famer, E.D. My apologies, E.D. Russell. Wild Turkey stands above every other whiskey in its category. We age our bourbon longer, up to 5 to 8 years, and 4 alligator char American oak barrels. Now, some of you may be wondering, what does that mean? Alligator char. Now, one can imagine, and you can see the videos on this when they char a barrel, is that they take the barrel with all the staves and they put the metal rings, the bands about them, but there's no top or bottom to it yet. It's just a bowed out tube of wood and metal. And they place it over this little device that sprays out fire. Goes up and down the middle of it a couple of times, and that char burns the inside. The purpose for this, one, it water seals closely enough, water seals the inside of the barrel. You'll find this when it comes to old style canoes, where they will burn the inside and possibly sometimes the outside of the canoe to seal it. There's a Japanese form of Asian form of water sealing wood when it comes to, say, porches and steps and beams and whatnot, when it comes to homes and patios, and they literally take a blowtorch to every piece of wood there and just singe the bejesus out of it, and it seals it up. And alligator char is slightly different. You can not only put a smooth char burn inside the barrel, but in this case it creates a pattern like an alligator skin or hide, if you will. So you get ruffles and burn-in edges and not so burn-in areas, and it gives a greater surface contact with the fluid inside of the barrel. That's its purpose. Now, are there other forms of char besides alligator? Yes, there is. And it's up to the distiller to pick the best pattern that will flavor his spirits exactly the way he wants it to be. So there you go. That's alligator char. A lot of these distilleries, I notice, won't say what kind of char they have. Side note. This idea of varying patterns for the char is not just for bourbon. Sometimes it's for bowling alleys. What you may say, bowling alleys, charring? Not so much charring, but when they oil down the lanes so the ball will get float better and faster or more accurately down the lanes, they have different patterns in which they will lay down the oil. So a pro bowler will know how the ball handles under what kind of patterns the oil has been put down on his lane. There you go, some useless trivia for you. Where were we? Number 4, alligator char. The number is the intensity of the char. I don't know how high or how low it gets. So 4 could be in the middle, 4 could be in the end. I don't know. But I do know there's varying levels of char. Apparently this is level 4. Char American oak barrels. Sure, this takes time, but that's why it's a cut above the rest. With notes of sweet vanilla, pear, and hints of spice. Wild turkey finishes with a flavor that is full and rich, whether enjoyed straight or with a mixer. Now, what I've noticed through the years, if they say, oh, this goes great with a mixer, it means don't have it straight, put it in a mixer. And for some reason, it comes out that way with my palate. We have I would call it cork, but it's more like shavings and glued together on a plastic top that has the logo of the Wild Turkey Company. I think there we go, right there on it. Now I bring that up because sometimes you'll see these and it's a smooth back to it, and that's the same kind of top you can go to your local wine store and get if you're a home brewer. It's a little on the full side. A little on the full side, but hey, what are we going to do? It is a beautiful... That's not what I think it is. It is a beautiful honey brown with heavy hints of yellow. On the screen, it's a lot darker than what I'm getting. As you can tell, I'm not at the tower. I'm in town today at my wife's house. My wife, I got married. And yeah, she lives in town, and yeah, if you hear the cars and whatnot go by, though it's a nice wooded area behind, it's very suburbia for such a quaint little chateau that she likes to live in, where I live in a strange tower in the middle of a strange, weird place in the middle of nothing. But anyways, it is a nice golden. Like I said, I'm getting more yellow than when I see this on the screen. It is heavy up on the glass. Ah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't want to tear up. There goes somebody's two dogs. So you know you're in suburban America. The dogs go with the kids. But yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot of tearing on this. I get apricot, stone fruits, lemon, little lemon, just a little lemon, lots of vanilla. Not a whole lot of burning, but you can still smell the ethanol. It has a nice nose to it, but you can tell that there is going to be a bit of a bite, possibly a bit of a burn, with how much ethanol that I'm getting. But the nose is light. It's not bad. Excuse me. Caught me good. There is light, excuse me again, light flavors of everything that you get in the nose. This is very nice. But as it fades, that ethanol bitter starts to come out. And that burn starts to come with it. Yeah. So it starts off nice. Pear, maybe. No. There is actually pear in it. There's a little bit of pear in there. But, like I said, it has a very nice beginning to it. It ends bitterly. There's surprisingly almost no bite at all, which is very nice. Like I said, usually when they say, oh, try this straight or with your favorite mix, they pretty much means, mix it. It'll add to your cocktails. It's best not drank straight. In this case, yeah, I can see why you put it in your cocktail to be strong and work well in a cocktail, but it is also not that bad straight. It's not as good as many bourbons that I've had straight. I would find this about middle, if not, let's say 1 out of 10, 10 being best, 1 being worst. I would give it about a 6. It's just a smidge above the midline. But I can see why this would make a great cocktail bourbon. I'm curious how some of the other styles of this. I'm sure they have a single barrel and that sort of stuff with this. I'm curious how they are. I just never tried Wild Turkey on its own, and it was recommended to me to to try, and it's all right as a, I don't want to call it cheap American bourbon. Try it as a standard American bourbon. It fits the bill, I think, better than, say, Jack Daniels. Jim Beam, I think, is a little bit better. But as the cadre of famous American bourbons, I can see why this is as famous and as popular as it is in that crowd. Now, I'm not a huge fan of American bourbon whiskeys for various reasons. And while Turkey does not exceed those expectations, it fits right in with my, don't want to call it prejudices against, but it does fit as I would expect an American bourbon whiskey to fit in my particular palate range. And it's alright. That's about as far as I personally can give it. Now, you guys may think otherwise. Try it. Tell me what you think. I'm sure if you've been sipping bourbons long enough, you guys must have tried Wild Turkey sooner or later. I'm just late in the game to review it, that's all. But tell me what you guys think. Wild Turkey, straight, normal, everyday Wild Turkey. Buy it, try it. I'm sure you guys already have in the past. Any particular reviews or comments about this particular product down below be warmly accepted, as always. Or better yet, go out, buy it, try it, and review it on the YouTube Spirits community so the rest of us can hear your thoughts on this particular product, a Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And let us know your guys' thoughts on this proud American bourbon. And until next time, keep on drinking.